Alright, howdy gang, we're trying this again. I'm probably going to delete the original thing, so we're just going to reiterate some stuff, because I was having issues launching. Alright, so first off, we are playing Overlord Raising Hell. This version does not have the achievements, which I thought I wanted to try and bang out, because I've replayed this so many times, it's despicable that I don't have it. I don't have all of them, I don't think, but yeah, whatever. I've replayed this game like 20 times, should get through it pretty smoothly. See, I've got 105 hours here on Steam. I've also owned it on 360 first, so played it a lot more over there. Raising Hell has like a separate launcher. It's not just a DLC module like everything else on Steam. But what's weird is you need to have both this and the original Overlord client installed. So if I like... These have like different file sizes, but it won't launch at all if you don't install Overlord. That was my first issue. So here we are. Also, with these older games, when they do the exclusive full screen, they usually don't like being recorded. That's an issue I'm having with, what's it called? Sacrifice. I wanted to stream this at some point, but it's actually related to Overlord, believe it or not. But yeah, I can't really record that either, or at the moment I'll have to do some finagling. Anyways, when we use the launcher here, all we have to do is set it to windowed instead of, you know, full screen 1080p. I'm not really sure how this is going to work. I tried it already, like it does launch and I can stretch the window, but there's not a way to stretch the window safely. That makes sense? Like, you know, I can do it unevenly. It'll shrink back to this at the smallest size, but like I can do this and that's awful. I don't want to have like a non 16 by 9 image, but I will do my best, alright? So yeah, this is what we're working with, folks. You're gonna see windowed mode. But I know everything's working now, right? And the chat overlay wasn't appearing before either, because the exclusive full screen stuff, and yeah. Anyways. Overlord, baby! I love this. I'm assembling the title. It's like a, you know, the Pixar logo where the lamp comes and smushes down the eye. And, you know, like right off the bat, you're being endeared to these cute little fuckers called minions. And they're clearly goblins, but, you know, these are minions. They were minions first before the little corn puff guys. I'm also playing on controller, which I wasn't sure worked. I usually play this on PC because you can use the number pad to switch through your spells, which, the way the spells work, it's a little wacky. You have to tap on the D-pad or whatever. Just cycle through the things, and with your domination and shield spell specifically, they're kind of like different spells entirely, so you don't necessarily just want to use the highest level one you have. Subtitles on. Cool. There's always a lot to talk about when you first start a game, so we just gotta get right into it. There is a multiplayer mode too. This game's a little Pikmin-like, so you have like a versus mode where you gotta farm stuff real quick and fuck the other guy up. I actually kind of like it. It's what I wanted out of a Pikmin multiplayer. You like look for upgrades and stuff real quick. Kind of like a MOBA, even. Anyways. Raising Hell, pretty difficult stuff. I can beat the game on Legendary, no problem, but Raising Hell's content is like a significant difficulty spike. Things are like wacky and imbalanced, and like it's fun, but I've only beaten it on Legendary once, and boy was it a fucking chore. Also, I've only done it with the 100% corruption run, because your spells are a little different and they just happen to work better for that. But on like a low corruption run, never. So I don't think I want to do legendary. It'll also make us do some unnecessary farming, which probably isn't going to be fun to watch. Anyways, you like the menu? This is our tower. It's destroyed. And it's got some great music. The music in this franchise has always been fantastic, so please listen to it. We're going with normal. I justified my decision. I'm not a bitch. I normally pick hard, but you know, whatever.
Guess what? It's him. Put some acid in his eyes. That'll refresh him.
I don't know how happy it makes me to hear these sounds.
Master, evilness truly suits you. Let us go forth. There are nefarious deeds to be done. I feel the land quaking with fear already.
Alright, so as you see,
I am Null, minion
Sauron.
master and devoted
Basically the
servant
helmet,
of
you know,
darkness.
whatever.
The haziness will pass, and your muscles will become limber again. You have been asleep for a very long time.
Just me, or am I seeing like a little flicker? It could be the area, but I'll adjust what I can when I can. Normally I put reshade on with these older games, but I am not using that right now because one, this game looks fine the way it is. Like, everything's kind of fuzzy and like super bloom heavy, which hits me right in the nostalgia penis. So I don't really want to change it, but also when you put reshade on that stuff, it usually ends up just like exasperating the bloom and it looks like shit. So, you know, a little sharpening could have gone a long way here. Oh. Stairs. I'm sure we're gonna see some visual
This
bugs.
is the spawning pit, sire, where new minions are born and live. Now you are here, you can call forth minions from this minion gate.
Yeah, alright.
Look
Some
at
naked
those
boys.
keen little evil faces, ready to loot and pillage at your command. Let us continue. Follow me if you wish to study the finer points of combat and minion control. Of course, if you want to get straight to the smiting, then I shall meet you in the throne room upstairs.
Okay, so, like, this is kind of a comedy game. It pokes fun at a lot of things, which is part of why we look like Sauron. Like, it's intentionally a little generic. When you get to your throne room, you have like a little jester who barks titles at you. One of those titles comes from doing the tutorial, which is why we're going to do the tutorial. You also just get to hear more dialogue and jokes and stuff, which, you know, that's like half the point of this game. Ride the sheepy!
Being Overlord is more than just throwing a few fireballs and causing chaos. Proper evil takes skill and maybe, well, just a bit of mayhem. I think the Sleeping Beauty's a little rusty. Oh, our jester, sire. I really should have nailed him out for the crows long ago. Teach him to respect his overlord.
Walk him up!
Stop! You're tickling! You're tickling! Good. Now hit him again. Don't hold back.
Something about his audio quality, like, is shrinking really low when he gets hurt. It's just hilarious to me.
Something you just forget. Come on, you metal dipshit! Now you've got him!
You're the metal dipshit, you metal dipshit.
Come on, princess! You move like a dead badger! Shame you don't smell as good! He's out of your reach, sire. Use your minions to shut his flapping mouth. Oi, Tubbs! They should call you the Overlord! Oh, it warms my black heart to see them running about the place, trying to rip each other apart. Oh. Call your minions back, Master! All of them! Oi! Mr.
Oh yeah, you get to hear the horn
Show
sound.
me some evil! If you need your minions to follow a complicated route, then you must sweep them through it.
Right. Use the stick and drive them yourself. Love this. It does like a little swooshy sound.
Call that evil? Overlord? Overrated, more like. Don't let him get away, sire! Sweep your minions after him! Bet he'll whittle himself silly. I hurt! I hurt! I think you're ready, Master. Accompany me to the throne room. Evil deeds won't do themselves. Feel free to meet him further if you wish.
Back here, you little bitch.
Leave me alone, sire! I've got to heal! An evil tower needs evil justice, sire! Please don't kill me!
Whether or not you continued to beat him, I think gets you another title. There's a lot of small things like that. We'll talk more while we're slaughtering the sheep.
Your throne room, sire. Alas, one cannot be a bastion of evil these days without wretched heroes lining up to prove themselves. That last lot were particularly bothersome, killing your predecessor like that. Still, you're here now, sire. Evil will always find a way. They also looted and destroyed much of the tower. But it's merely a setback for the forces of darkness, sire. You are our new Overlord. Rebuild your tower, punish those so-called heroes, and re-establish a dark domain. This is the tower portal, sire. Sadly, it's missing its power source, the tower heart. However, there's still a tiny bit of energy left. It's just enough to transport you to the last known location of the heart. When you're ready, sire, step through the gate. I shall meet you on the other side.
Oh yeah, this is the throne room. I've said in the past that I love hub worlds. This is one of my favorites. You know, this nice beautiful sky with a view and your throne. You got your jester. Oh fuck. It's kind of destroyed right now, so there's paths are all blocked. There isn't much to do, but you get to fix it up and customize it some later.
Made it through the gates.
All the collectibles you get show up. It's great.
This tranquil wilderness, so rural and idyllic. Hideous, is it not? Try not to inhale it, my lord. You can summon your minions from these gates. They are ancient arcane links between your tower and this land.
You can see the polygons on Null's
You can
beard.
only summon browns.
That's a bug, of
You
course.
must find the other lost minion tribes before you can summon them. Perhaps
That
we
part
may
of it's supposed to be
recover some of
invisible,
our
while the
looted
rest of it's
tower
textured, you
objects
know?
in this lush, verdant abomination.
That's the sound. Everything about this game is iconic to me because I played it a lot when I was a kid.
These fluffy creatures
I like to walk around
barely
just...
know they're alive, but you can still harvest life force from them. Remember,
Shut up, Gnarl, I'm trying to talk to the fans.
return to the gate to call more to your side. Good, sire.
The sound of picking up life force.
Summon more minions at the gate. All they do is chew grass until something
Snapping
kills
necks.
them.
Love to see it.
Stupid, pointless creatures.
So that down there's an upgrade totem. It's in the water, and our brown minions can't swim, just like Pikmin, you know? So we won't be able to get that for a long time, but collecting that will increase how many guys we can control. Also, just like Pikmin, like throwing a guy onto a weak spot from a certain angle can end up killing enemies faster than just sending them out the front and letting them beat on them. So sometimes it's good to call your guys back and resend them.
These urns ahead may yield something beneficial.
You put equipment on it. It's really cute. See all the outfits these guys get.
Well, apart from
There's a lot of generic armor on them in the beginning parts at least, but like you kill a boss or something, they'll get like a cute hat. And they had a lot more fun with the minion customization in the second game, to the point where you can actually resurrect specific minions. And they all have their own names and stuff. And the equipment gives them like stat boosts too, so it's, you know, when they get a rare boss hat or whatever, there's more of a reason to resurrect them because they're gonna be stronger than any other minion. Now we have 5, we can push this gate aside.
But we have strength in numbers. Use all your minions on that pillar, and they will work together to move it. Onward!
Oh! Halflings took over my farm! Tied me up in the sun to scare the birds. Now, those pumpkins are plotting against poor Bob. They want revenge for all the pies I made, and the soup, and the jelly, and the ice cream. I hear the pumpkins whispering at night, but I won't leave my farm to the Halflings. Oh no, they're worse than the pumpkins. Please help get Bob's farm back. Oh. Your creatures ain't related to pumpkins, are they?
Nah, they gnash pumpkins for breakfast,
They're screaming. The pumpkins are screaming. They're scared. Get them.
So Halfling. I didn't really get it when I first played, but apparently that's what hobbits are called. I thought that Tolkien kind of invented hobbits, but no, in D&D, which I guess is older than Middle-earth, they're called Halflings. What they are half of is unclear. I imagine it's like half human, half dwarf maybe, because they're like human proportioned but dwarf sized. I've also heard that in Middle-earth, you know, Tolkien's lore, they do use halfling as like a slur. And it was invented by the elves. Basically, in the first stage, the humans were all duodynes, which were like really tall, like 8 feet tall humans. And halflings are half the size of, you know, a normal man. And it's like a translation of whatever the elven word they're using. So like duodyne was human, whatever thing they got, halfling is the slur because they're half the size, 4 feet tall. And there's your halfling lore. But yeah, they're hobbits, just like little lazy fat boys. Which is what they are in Middle-earth as well. What about second breakfast?
My farm! Well, I'd rather have a wrecked farm than one smelling a halfling. These aren't your normal tea-sipping, cake-eating type. That showed him! Oh, you better get going, sonny. Well, the path behind my house leads to the village of Spree. Oh, I bet there are more of them fat little demons about, so be careful.
Kill! Kill! Kill!
Me? Well, I think I'll stay here. Fix me farm. Maybe grow marrows instead. Yeah, marrows don't talk so much. Yeah, that'd be nice.
I can beat this guy up if I want, but again, I've never finished raising hell on a low corruption run. I don't know if there's a different ending or anything to that, so that's what I'm going for. And here's the stats screen. You see this like red percentage down here? That's called the corruption meter. Basically, it's how evil you are. There's like a checklist of bad things you can do, right? And there are a couple good things you can do. And being corrupt, like, changes your appearance a bit. Like, you'll grow horns from your shoulders and armor. And you'll have, like, a red heat aura, and your eyes will glow and stuff. And, like, the color of the skybox at your tower will change, too. It's like a, you know, it'll first turn a little pink, and then the sun will get blotted out, and then you'll get, like, a nice crimson, bloody red. And that's all really cool and stuff. But I think it actually gets a little brighter secretly if you, like, go into -0, which it doesn't tell you have negative ever. That also means there's technically a little wiggle room to do a couple of the fun bad things and still correct yourself if you're going for no corruption. But yeah, we're going for no corruption. We're still evil, like, we're still doing world domination and stuff, but you know, it's more like chaotic and lawful, or more like domination and destruction,
Access
even.
areas that are too small for your evil magnificence.
It's not necessarily a good guy
Minions
run.
will automatically equip any useful items they find. And often, any useless items too. But do not fear. Your weapons and armor are custom forged at the tower. We wouldn't dream of giving you any old steal-me-downs. No.
One guy got stuck this side. There's probably stuff for him to grab. What was I saying? Right, the morality. So yeah, I mean, you could kill every person you come across and be a chaotic dickhead, but like, then how are you gonna have slaves and servants? Like, what are you ruling over if there's nothing left to rule? No, you got to dominate. Gnarl even points out himself that doing corrupt stuff is fun, but it's usually not good for long-term evil plans. But, you know, there's like a give and take risk-reward system to all that.
See the clouds.
So sometimes you'll get like some immediate benefit from doing something evil, but if you do something good, you'll get nothing at first and it might pay off later.
You will learn more of it in time, Master.
For example, one of the first bosses you kill, it results in you stealing food back for this town here, because the halflings stole all their food, right? So you can take it for yourself and get like 500 life force on the spot, and you'll burn through that pretty quickly.
The Halflings must have used
But if you give it back to the town will thrive, and there'll be more sheep in this area for you to kill. You can easily get a lot more than 500 life force.
Clear those pumpkins and let's get it back to the tower.
They're not all like, yeah, the good option was better for you, but, you know, there's stuff to it.
Your minions will carry it for you, Master. Being the Overlord means never having to lift anything heavy.
Knock down a shortcut.
Careful! The minions have found a shortcut.
Another thing about being low chaos is that you have to be a little more careful with how you play. Like, for example, when we get to the town, you can loot all the houses for gold and stuff.
Hold your share, Gubbin, you useless sack of pus.
But if you destroy all the houses, or too many of them even, I think it's at milestones, you will get the corruption point, so that's not good. Means you'll be able to farm less gold and stuff.
You should return to the tower, sire.
Also, after you bully the people of this town enough, or kill enough of them or something, like, they will offer up the women to you, and you can capture them as slaves. And they'll be brought back to your tower, and like, I don't know, they're just there wearing minimal clothing. And that's pretty cool. There's no good guy equivalent to that. That's like the one major event we'll miss out on. So I'm telling you about it now. They don't really do anything other than bark stuff when walk around.
The heart of the tower, sire.
They're honestly a little
It will
annoying.
play a vital role in helping re-establish your dark domain. It will allow you to visit the tower whenever you wish and provide access to all of the tower's resources. And look, it seems to have bestowed a little gift upon you, sire. You can now control 10 minions. Ha! And it seems to have retained one of its spells, the Fireball spell. Robust fellow. Might have known he'd make it. I'll teach you how to use him when the need arises, but I urge you, sire, find more of our missing tower objects. A crane would be particularly handy. Then we could clear the debris around here, open up some rooms. Unfortunately, I am not the evil entity that I once was. I cannot take the feel of lush green grass under my feet and birdsong in my ears. In fact, I think I need to find a dark corner and something to pummel. I shall stay here. The heart will allow me to speak directly to you, sire, and see and hear what you do. Use the gate to return to the Halfling domain.
As you see, there's like pedestals here for resources, and like you can see those spots up in the ceiling. Those are where all your spell totems go, and like, you know, there's other stuff to collect that'll be displayed, but you know, I love that it's all displayed. This is your inventory screen.
Are you all right, sire? Not feeling scared?
And actually, the main menu where it like dances around the tower like that, it shows your tower. So, you know, you can see all the stuff you collected and anything that you maybe decorate the outside of your tower with as well. Oh, that's pretty cool. You know, whenever we get to upgrading stuff, I'll make sure to show the main menu again.
Testing! 1, 2. Is this thing working?
Where are the sheepies?
Can you hear me, Master? Oh, now, sire, the creatures around here are rather frisky, so they will have undoubtedly repopulated the area. Call forth some minions and head for that peasant village. Spree!
I'm good enough that we shouldn't lose like a crazy amount of minions, but you need to dump their life force into forged equipment, so it's good to farm up while you can, so it's not too annoying when you have to actually focus on that. Geez, I totally got lost in all tutorial talking. I'm streaming at 1080p now, because we upgraded our modem router whatever during the last playthrough. I didn't want to change the settings to make it look weird from, you know, in the middle of it. Fuck, I didn't mean to cast that spell. Actually, the gate recharges you. I can just walk by here. So yeah, we went from 720p, which was technically HD, but a bit blurry, especially on Ultra HD monitors that everyone's got now, to full resolution. Still 30 FPS, because that's more of a game feel thing. You shouldn't notice too much visually. And you know, it keeps my computer from needing to do twice the work. Means we can maintain some actual graphical fidelity while streaming. It's amazing this can ever happen. I think you should just expect a little lower quality when watching your stream, but you know, whatever.
Halflings approaching, get ready!
Hang on, those ain't Halflings. Look at the one with the helmet.
Could be two halflings holding up some armor. Yeah, I bet that's it. I don't trust those sneaky little what's-names.
Maybe you're right. Here, prove you ain't Halflings and free our men from the camps down the road.
Alright, I'll go down the
Stay
road.
right there so I can get my aim straight. Now that Lord Spree's gone, where's the last...
There, in the field, greedy little halflings. Use your firebolt spell on the wheat and roast them like suckling pigs.
Yeah. You don't get too many opportunities to do that, but it feels really good when you do. Sadly, the other spells aren't quite as interactive.
That's mine! For the master!
What was I saying? Right, I upped the audio bitrate too, so all that should sound a little better. I still don't have a great voice. Doesn't get used enough. Very whiny, raspy, I choke on my words. But, you know. That's all there is to say. You know. Obey. That clothing brand. It's hilarious. Not as funny as Supreme, but still, obey. I have no idea what it's supposed to mean. The guy just put obey on everything, and I think that's funny.
One last thing, sire. Killing innocents, and I use the term loosely, increases your corruption level. This attracts more evil energy, which increases your powers. However, this is rarely suitable for establishing a long-term evil plan. That requires people, living people. Gratitude comes with its own rewards.
Yeah. He says it increases your powers. That's like arguable. You get different third rank spells. And also your appearance changes, of course, but you know, that's the only real difference. And you know, the third rank spells aren't even all necessarily better than the low corruption variants. They're just different. And, you know, maybe they do a little more damage, but most of them can also do a little friendly fire, and that's kind of fucked up. But that's also what makes it good for the Raising Hell content.
This must be the working
big area destruction. As long as you keep your guys back, you can make good use out of it.
This is an arcane blood pit, sire. You can sacrifice minions here to regain your own health. Have no fear. Your minions will gladly die for you. They're very loyal.
That's a shortcut. I think it's just for bringing that back, which we can't do, of course, but there might be something else around
I
here.
haven't seen one of these in years. They allow you to sacrifice your minions and replenish your mana.
Spells are very powerful, as we've already seen, so it's actually kind of worth it to dump some guys into those occasionally. But you can also get, like, potions from chests sometimes. Also, shouts to Axe. The game has swords, maces, and axes, and I just appreciate that they started you with the axe rather than the sword or something. The axe is like the balanced weapon. It's all around fine and it looks cool. The mace is slower, hits harder. Sword is faster, hits softer. They're all about the same though. I think that for safety's sake, the sword is probably the best one to go with. Like, the DPS is about the same between all of them. But I'd stick to sword or axe personally. I've only used the mace once and I wasn't about it because I just ended up getting hit a lot more. We can't forge anything just yet either, and we probably won't for a while because we're already wearing the iron equipment. Forge really just lets you enchant what you already have when you get to it. We'll switch to one of the other weapons. Get it soon enough. Yeah, these guys all die pretty quick, especially on this difficulty, but so do your minions. So you really gotta pay attention to stuff. I didn't know I sent them into so many guys just now. And that was sloppy. Again, you get all this life force, and you're meant to have a lot of it because you gotta dump it into equipment for enchantments. Still, losing minions means losing equipment, which is like the major downside of it. You don't want to fight a boss with a bunch of naked boys. This little pedestal, you put your banner down after you've conquered a dungeon. Nice to see. Though you probably won't see because there's little reason to go back into these places after you're done. Still, I just thought I'd point it out. I'll have good attention to detail in the game. So obviously we're evil. Can you think of too many games where you get to play evil? Like, yeah, there's a few with morality systems, and I mean a few. But how many are there where you're just straight up evil? Like, no picking. There's normally, like, you get shafted when you do good guys in morality system games or whatever. Good or bad, whatever. One of the sides is just, like, objectively worse. Or you, like, ruin part of the story if you don't get the intended experience. But, you know, that's what's good about this. You're not, like, fucking anything up or killing important characters or whatever. You're doing all how it's meant to be done.
I've got calluses! My beautiful hands!
You know, being evil just feels good sometimes. When we talk about video games being a source of escapism, I usually do have a hero complex, but like, them not giving me a choice, just telling me it's okay to fucking cut loose and do whatever bullshit here. It's like liberating, it feels so nice. Again, I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3, I'm doing an evil run as my first run, and I just like, it's hurting the completionist gamer part of my brain that's like, oh no, you just killed that NPC, you're missing content now.
Thank you, Lord. You should know that the camp up ahead is defended by rock throwers.
But, you know, I'm trying to make the best of it. The game's so long that I don't know if I'm going to get a second playthrough in anytime soon. Which it makes the whole predicament a little worse, honestly. You don't have to strategize too much in these early levels. I'm just getting face smashed. Normally you have to play a lot safer with your guy. But again, these guys go down like 2-3 hits, it's nothing.
For you!
Hey, Help us out! There are more prisoners over there, but they've got a big old troll guarding them.
Sad that there's no music in this area. Again, the music in this game is just really good.
The brute.
It's like bouncy and playful and, you know, just chaotic. It's exactly like the minions. It matches what's happening on screen perfectly at all times. It does a little generic at times, like when we're in the fields, but you know, that's intentional. Just get all that cute, peaceful music while we're sitting there slaughtering sheep. It's great.
Fear and awe can be valuable commodities, sire. Yes,
I did mention there is a second game, and we talked about Dark Legend not too long ago, which is the Wii version, which is really short. The second game is like, it looks better. It looks actually really good for today. It was also on 360, which is surprising. And you know, you maybe go to more varied environments. It's got a lot more jokes and stuff. Morality system's clear. But like, I don't think the magic's as fun. And, you know, the RPG elements of it were kind of like dulled down some. I don't like how character progression feels in it. You know, it's still a fine game. I still play it, just not nearly as much as this one. And, you know, I would kill for a sequel. A proper sequel that, like, expands more on how this game's systems were rather than going deeper into what 2 was becoming. Yeah, not that I dislike 2, it's just... this one's better. Maybe even adding some, like, dungeon management type stuff. Or, you know, town RTS city building stuff. Maybe what they got in Fable, where you, like, do a little map and you repair all the houses and stuff, buy real estate, whatever.
I don't want to die in a cage!
This troll has a weak spot on its back. If you send him for the front, your guys will get fucked up. But if you send him to the back, they can safely hop on and, bonus damage. Music started up.
Hurry! Hurry!
A slave cage is not going to open up? Or... no, there it is. Gotta find the crank.
Our liberator! Hey, we don't need this train anymore.
Oh no, don't hurt him.
Well, it is ours. Creatures.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh, oh.
The waypoint gate.
I didn't mean to kill him. I feel so bad, and like, once you've got corruption, you're better off just going for the full corruption, right? Hold on. I'm pretty sure you can subtract your corruption, so like, we're not ruined yet, but...
Yay! Thank the gods! Come on! Let's go to Spree!
Let's see what the wiki says. There are a few decisions that can make corruption reduced, thus letting you accidentally do a few bad things, but still end with 0 corruption. Staying on the good side is all about not doing anything bad, attacking innocents. Yeah, okay. You get 2% back per good deed. So, we aren't screwed just yet, but, yeah, we'll stick with it. Whatever. We gotta get our crane. It's promised to us, but we're gonna take it anyways. Did I just kill more innocents? No, those are halflings. The halflings are actually evil here. You can see the corruption spilling out of them when they die. That black cloud. Yeah, that's actually intentional. It doesn't come out of humans. It's not like hiding the corpse disappearing or anything. Where's the crane? Did I miss it? So a lot of the game's achievements obviously come from the corruption checklist too, because it's like doing bonus things. Like I said, sacking every house in a specific village, that can actually be difficult to find every house that's lootable. So like, you know, that's something that is achievement worthy. And it is achievement worthy. But again, there's no achievements in this, so I don't have to worry about that right now. Oh shit. Didn't meme it. Please don't hurt the villagers. Get out of here. There's milestones for killing innocents too.
Now we have the crane, we can start to rebuild your tower, sire. That crane is just the job. Your minions are opening up the dungeon. Do go see it. It's so soothing. You can fight almost anything you like down there, providing you've already defeated it once. Hail!
Okay, so the
If
dungeon.
you're feeling in the mood to practice your combat skills, sire, then this is the place to do it. The tower can recreate many of the enemies you've conquered, so you can kill them again at your leisure.
These are actually like combat challenges. You can farm life force from doing this, which is kind of good. But a lot of these are actually pretty difficult, and there aren't achievements for doing this, but you do get a little check mark after you complete it, so if you're a completionist, this might be your hell mode.
It's dreary, dark, and dank here in the dungeon.
I think you do get a title for completing a few of these, though.
Now, put your claws together for the Overlord! Overlord, breathe to breathe!
You don't get to use any magic in these too. That's a big part of what makes it so difficult. You can't cast like your protection spell or anything. It sucks. There we go. You can see the list of your bad deeds there. Again, you farm life force doing this. It's not a bad idea to knock these out, but a lot of this comes down to like cheesing and like pulling so you don't fight all these at once, because it can be pretty damn difficult. It's also a good quick way to gear up your guys against higher level enemies. You see they're still dropping equipment. The trolls are always especially bad because you have to play like 3 of them. This one's only 2. You saw the last one went down pretty quick. Just positioning when you gotta fight multiple of these guys. Again, the back's the weak spot. It's not so bad when it's just 1, but when there's 2, you gotta finagle things a bit more. Ooh boy. They have like an AoE attack thing new too, which is just devastating. See, he's fucking dead now. Kill him before it triggers. They usually drop a fair amount of life force when you kill them though. These low level ones don't. Thing. You get plenty of other sources of brown. The colored ones, they're like stronger. So that's less tedious if we knock it out as we go.
Salutations! Savior of the
Get back out there and do some good. Because we need to get rid of that corruption gauge. There's really not too many good deeds you can do, so you really have to watch it. You can't afford too many accidents. I think you can maybe get 14% back. And that sucks because there's a part in the game where you like choose a mistress out of 2 different choices. One of them is bad, but she's like a lot hotter. And if you pick the hot one, that's the bad choice, of course. You get 15% corruption, which means even if you were completely good and you just wanted the hot babe, because you don't have other babes in your tower and you deserve it, you still have to deal with 1% corruption, and it like locks you out of the achievement. There's other benefits. It's not just a cosmetic trophy wife. You get upgrades for 2 of your minion types out of the 4, depending on who you choose. So, like, there is even, like, a mechanical reason you would want to go with the other girl. And I'm pretty sure she upgrades the reds, which are your ranged units, and they're actually very important. But the equipment doesn't matter too much. It's just, like, starting equipment, I think. So you don't have to grab gear for them when you spawn them.
You've saved us! Our boys are safely home! Oh, a fine job, my lord.
Oh, never doubted you for a second. We were just having a little fun with you earlier. No offense, eh?
Lovely music in the town.
Ah, it's nice to see
Boys can drink beer and piss on tables.
Quite a wild bunch, aren't they? Back home in Ruboria, I'm called Archibald Damius Methuselah Wobbleboard III, but folks around here just call me Archie. We've had some tough times. The Halflings have ransacked most of the farms, and everyone's turned up in spree on my doorstep. They voted me mayor. I got the drinks, yeah, but no food to feed them. Look, I really need some, value price to get us back the food the Halflings stole from us. Their village lies to the east. I bet they're keeping it there. Go on. Full tummies for us equals fuller pockets for you, if you get my drift.
So that's actually one of the trade-offs. Again, you can loot all these houses, but if you destroy them all and get the corruption point, I don't think they repair themselves.
Thank you for freeing us.
Also, the tavern is always
I'll bet a
lootable,
barrel of beer
so you
that
can,
our
like,
food is in
collect
the Halfling
taxes
village
from
to
in
the
here.
east.
And they come out drunk and
Those
fever.
Halflings
We get, like, a little
didn't
buff
eat all
from
that
it,
food,
but,
did they? We're starving here.
piss.
I miss my Ruboria. Dry as a dead man's tongue, and sandstorms so
I think it's the
bad,
back door where you can
season
collect
lasts
your
for a week.
spoils. Yeah. Ah, rats! We'll put a rat on their head for me. No. Hey, see, they don't have too much right now. When you get the food, you can. That's another benefit of it. There's a mana potion.
Halflings will eat anything not nailed down.
This town area is actually another hub. This world is mostly connected. Like, you can walk between every map. Except for Heaven's Peak, this city. You have to teleport there, and that's, like, kind of lame, because everything else is connected, and I love that. Eating rats.
You're the best
I
kind
think
of
there
hero.
is something.
One with their own army.
Castle Spree is under siege. It's burning. The demons that they came out of the air. The lady, she told us to run, so I ran and I didn't look back, even when the screaming started. I don't know if the others made it. I'm not going back there again.
So we can't actually go here, I just wanted to show you.
1,000
It's
halflings
burning.
couldn't do this much damage. I smell magic in the air. That's never a good smell. Sire, I think you should investigate further.
However, we don't have red minions, so they can't put out the fires for us. Pikmin rules. I like the little red life force from these guys, but these fire beetles, if they do their puff attack, extremely dangerous. I think there is something we can maybe collect out in these fields, though. I think maybe a health idol. It has been a while. I usually play this, like, every 2 years, maybe. But, you know, I knew that I was going to stream this eventually, because I have to. It's like Dragon Age Origins, it's too important for me to not stream eventually. So, you know, we've been waiting since I started this, which has been like 4 or 5 years now. So there's some things you don't forget. Like I know exactly how to finish the Great Deku Tree dungeon in Ocarina of Time. You just don't forget that. Puff beetle. Honestly, if you're trying to farm in the dungeon, the puff beetles are the answer if you get the most out of them. No, they're also kind of strong. Especially because you can't just use their elemental weakness against them most of the time. Like, the brown one doesn't have any drawbacks, but like the fire one, they're immune to fire damage, so you can't just use your minions that are also immune to fire damage, or like the water ones are the same way. So, if you're not careful, you may end up losing more minions than life force gained. Guess there was nothing to grab. We gotta turn our asses around. We got this little Colas gate so we can teleport back whenever.
Those Halflings might be half the size, but they're twice the trouble.
You better go sort out that Melvin.
Yeah, life force, damn you. I'll save that for when it's relevant. Just taking a walk around, seeing if there's anything to collect in here. I feel like there is, but there also might not be. It's obviously worth it to like loot all these for money and stuff, but I'm trying to be more careful than that this time. Because again, I've never gotten the achievement for having no corruption. It's so easy to fuck up.
Managed to save from the Halflings.
But the crops won't be ready for months. We'll have starved by then.
Halfling patrols are still out there. We've seen them go into this old workshop. Think they're keeping something in there.
That's the smelter you saw. I just forge iron equipment. Sure you have, it's not too useful. You can do enchants once you have it though, and I think you need red minions to even pick it up.
Saved us some work.
So we won't be doing that just yet. Really, we should just go through the cagey forest still.
That's mine.
That's mine.
Remember, sire, never trust anything that's
I love that they're all doing like a shitty little Nicky voice. They've been breathing in smoke from the underworld their whole life. The Deep South.
I'm gonna name a pumpkin after you. Hey, are those creatures for sale?
And people in the town are helping us. So I said, man, a lot of cool attention to detail. Something I never noticed. Ah, spell relic. So that one's a domination spell. Seems like a debuff, I think. I want to say the level 1 is slow time, but I don't remember. Honestly, when you fight a boss, it's usually better to just dump out half their health bar with whatever attack spell you have. But, I don't know, I want to try and play with the other stuff. Anything to make it a little different. I tried to look for mods. Like, maybe an HD pack or something, but I couldn't really find much.
Congratulations, sire. You have found a new domination spell.
Like, there's a reshade preset, and someone did a probably AI upscaled retexture of Evernight. That actually looks pretty good, but I didn't want it to look significantly better than the rest of the game, you know? So we didn't download that. I also wanted to add music to the game, but you know, I've already said the music's great. I don't want some other artist's music overshadowing this one, even if there could be a little more variety at times. But as you see, there are moments of complete silence too, so the music isn't overused.
Slow. This spell will slow down advancing enemies, giving you more time to make them very dead.
The pathfinding's pretty good. I mean, pretty linear paths. They don't have a hard time finding their way back to you after delivering a thing. Unlike Pikmin, where they just sit there at the camp after they've brought whatever back. So we're heading into the Halfling Burrows. This is their lands, no longer the human territory, and you can see it looks like the Shire. It's little round doors built right into the mountainside. It's cute. A lot of food everywhere. Down there, you can see that lord ass. That's Melvin Underbelly, their king. He is one of the heroes that slayed the previous lord. There are 7 heroes, and all of them are kind of fucking up right now. So, like, all in the second game, it's, you know, world domination, you're definitely evil. This one, it can kind of give you the impression that you are still a good guy here, because these guys are all definitely evil. They've actually all succumbed to one of the 7 deadly sins, him being gluttony, of course. Now, what's interesting about these heroes is they're all, like, the leaders of their people. Like, there's a thief girl that's got, like, her own Foot Clan disguised the Halfling King. There's a paladin that's the lord of his city, Heaven's Peak. But, you know, the villager said Lord Spree was missing.
Looks like they're preparing a party down there. We should hurry up, sire.
So, one of the heroes is missing. Ooh. They never directly say it, but that hero, Lord Spree, was likely either you or the previous Overlord, who can, like, possess bodies with his evil spirit. He's like a wizard. He is a wizard. He was, like, in disguise, and that's why Gnarl is still alive. This is, like, all part of his plan.
Spree's food.
Keep things moving, I guess. I don't want to spoil too much of the story just yet, but, yeah. One of those heroes died in the battle, and that's you. And he may or may not be Lord Spree. They, of course, brought you back to life, but the dark magic was still at the beginning, rubbing acid in your eyes, you're stressing up a corpse. You saw your coffin right there where you woke up. Very medieval. Medieval, I mean. You know, so damn. Hello? Where are my minions? Did I, like, do that with 5 of my guys missing? I don't think the guys from the spell delivery actually came back. Either that or they're stuck in this building still. We're free to ransack these ones, by the way. Fuck the halflings. Yeah, I think they may have not found their way back. As I was praising the pathfinding, I think these guys actually got stuck. It's fine, this is the thing I wanted to say. So you see this, like, gate where a portal is? I don't know if that's, like, part of some generic asset pack somebody bought, but, the game Sacrifice actually has that very same gate in it as, like, the Sacrifice Pit. It's your base of operations. Which I thought was pretty cool, because I played that after this, because, you know, I was looking for games like this, and it was... Sacrifice is like an RTS, but you control a wizard on foot, you know? Really cool game that... Again, I wanted to stream it at some point. I don't know if I said this in the failed first part of the stream or not, but... yeah, it has like the same issue as this one, where it's like difficult to record in its exclusive full screen mode. And I didn't have a good way of recording it when I wanted to, though I still want to at some point. I'm gonna try to figure it out. Because that game's kind of hard, I never finished it, I want to have a reason to do it. But I also really like that one, it's kind of like Brutal Legend, actually. And you can be evil. You do missions serving the various gods. I think there's like 6 or 7 of them. It's an odd number, maybe 5. I know that's a lot of different numbers, guys. Sorry, I'm a scatterbrain. But yeah, you know, there's like the ultimate good and the kinda good, and like the ultimate bad and kinda bad, like lawful and chaotic, whatever. Same deal. And then the neutral guy. And they like form alliances throughout the story based on who you've been working with, what stuff you've been doing. So there's a lot of like unique playthroughs that you make of that game. Have a really unique story, a lot of unique missions between all of them. It's really cool. And you unlock different units based on which gods you've been serving too, and spells. And then after you beat the game a certain route, you can unlock a new wizard to play the game as well. There's a lot to it. It's just really awesome. Definitely check that out, because, you know, it's old as fuck. You can probably buy it for $1. And it's not, it has nothing to do with Codemasters or Triumph, as far as I know, which makes the 8 thing I was pointing out really weird. Triumph, however, does make Age of Wonders. So, if you played Age of Wonders, you would know that the goblin race looks exactly like these motherfuckers. And Age of Wonders has a morality system, so when I played it, I totally just made goblins and went for like an evil world domination thing with them. I had to.
Looks like you'll be able to fit your magnificent and imposing presence in through there, Lord.
This is the Burrows. I guess the kitchen's a separate part. I remember it being a different... I remember it being one long dungeon, but what do I know? Obviously that gate out there is locked. So we gotta cause some destruction first. Or maybe we push through this like a cave. Show up on the other side. Careful not to get down into these mid-combat. It could also make some sense that maybe I get the reds before fighting the boss. So, I don't know, one of those two things is gonna happen here.
Tread lightly, Master. Make sure those Halflings never wake up.
Yeah, you could have been stealth mission there, but now I'm probably gonna lose a few minions because I was sloppy and didn't hit that boss right away. Or I can cleave them, that works too. Advanced tactics like that are more useful on the legendary difficulty. Which is why I've played the last few times I did this. So, I don't know. It's good. It's a good thing. This first act, of course, everything's going to be a lot easier, so I really probably don't have to think at all. Get through it a lot quicker than we should, maybe. We still gotta smash all the things, though. For money. Everybody likes money. Oh, and of course the money shows up in your hub too. You have like a treasure room and you can see the pile of gold grow as you play. It starts out as just like a little sack in the middle of an empty room and it turns into a big pile of shit. It's great. It's like Fable 3. That's sack. What do you? These are spawners. You have to make sure you go ransack them as soon as possible.
The Halflings have got holes everywhere. Seal them up and stop those overgrown weevils.
Who killed my guy? I don't know why that life force is stuck down there, but I don't think I can get it. That's the way forward, so we're good. This game's got a lot of like levels that loop back on themselves and shortcuts to unlock. Which is good, because your move speed's honestly kind of slow. But like, it's just good, nice level design. It's satisfying when you unlock a shortcut, you know? It gives you a sense of mastering your environment, and in a game that's about like conquering the world, that just like feeds into that feeling, you know? It's thematically relevant. can't remember if cutscenes break their pathing or not. I think it temporarily did, and they picked it back up. That ding you heard was the sound of someone being teleported, so they picked it back up. I saw I had 9 minions per second there. Or, you know, they were all recalled to me after the cutscene. Good to see they were smart enough to pick it up, though. There are a couple other games besides 2 and Dark Legend, though those are the main ones, I guess. There's Minions on the DS, which I actually picked up recently. I haven't played it yet. But it looks like it's maybe going to be a sort of Desperados, Commandos kind of game. You've got like 3 special guys and you're doing 4 special guys. And you're doing like stealth mission type stuff.
Oh, get us out of here! It's the wheel over there!
I can totally see that working.
I heard those Halflings say they're going to service to Melvin. Oh, I don't want to be lunch!
There's also like a dungeon crawler. I forget what it's called. I don't think it was very good, but let me check. People were like really disappointed because this was the first time they heard about Overlord in maybe like somewhere close to 10 years. Like it came out in like 2017. This game was from 2007. Overlord the anime exists too. Kind of muddies the water, this shit, but this isn't the game I was thinking it was. There was a game on PSP where you controlled like zombies and had very similar art style, and I've never been able to find it, but it was fun. I played a demo of it at some point. Fellowship of Evil. Here we go. This game's like kind of shallow. It plays kind of like the newest Gauntlet from Ubisoft. But, you know, it technically is Overlord, and I probably should buy it regardless. But, you know, this isn't quite the same thing. Let's re-review for it. Imagine everything that was fun about the original game. Puzzles, combat, crazy shit, humor, watching your minions do tons of crap. This game has none of that. Imagine everything that's fun about top-down real-time hack and slash RPGs like Diablo and Torchlight. Varied character classes, build variety, metric buttload of loots, tons of different enemies. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance is really fun too. That's probably what I would want out of this kind of game if they chose to keep it this way. But obviously they fucked that up. There's none of that. So there's no loot. That's a shame. Imagine everything that's fun about button mashing combat games like Devil May Cry's not a button masher. Crazy build possibilities, insane combos. Game has none of that. Instead, it's a combination of these above 3, which absolutely everything fun taken out. 4 classes, but barely different. 2 melee, 2 range, fixed progression, token number of weapons. You know, you can move minion cubes or have a chance of minion elemental damage. Cosmetic difference. There are still minions, I guess, huh? Yeah, it sounds like it's just not fun. Damn. And yeah, that's the shame part of this. It came out in 2018, so 11 years after the original game. And probably, you know, about as many from Overlord 2, because that also released on 360, couldn't have been too far apart. But, you know, this is the first thing you heard from in a long time, and it's like a shitty game. And do you want more Overlord? Then you gotta buy our shitty game.
Thank you, thank you!
So, No More Heroes Travis Strikes Again is like the same story, you know, it's not the same No More Heroes everybody's used to, but you have to buy it if you want the new game. And Suda51 like shows up as a character in that game. It's like, yeah, you literally gotta buy my fucking game or you're not getting 3. Luckily that game's actually fun. And No More Heroes 3 was made eventually. Like a year or 2 after Travis Strikes Again came out. Dirt Rally, right, so Codemasters, the only other franchise I know they make is, Grid, which is like a simulation racing game, and I guess that's what gets some more money from enthusiast buyers. Very strange that they can do both of these, but, you know, more power to them. I think they also made, Clive Baker's Jericho, which is a first-person shooter with, like, superpowers. You play bullet witches, I guess they're called. Like, everybody, all the characters in the group have a unique power, and you switch them between missions. It's a cool game. I didn't finish it, because I think my Xbox got red ring when I was playing it, but, it was neat. I'd like to revisit it at some point. And Clive Baker has a couple of cool horror games. I think he maybe worked on Fear. Don't quote me on that, but he has another one called Undying. It's like a really cool stylized horror game. Like celestial horror, you know, Lovecraft kind of stuff. You're in like a mansion. You got Victorian era weapons as well as some powers, kind of like Bioshock. That one I'd really love to check out again.
Has broken that wheel. You'll have to find the missing spokes before you can use it. What a fine specimen. It must have taken them years to grow. Don't you just want to smash it up?
I think there's actually an upgrade inside that pumpkin. Smash these before they turn on. They probably do turn on after you smash the pumpkin, which is supposed to be really tempting, but, you know, keep a calm head and you can do some things. Yeah, minion upgrade.
An object. I like objects.
So I mentioned how the upgrades were all inconsistent in Dark Legend. You get like 2 and then 3 up to a max of 20, which is terrible. Each one you get here is worth 5. I think up to a max of 50. It's a pretty massive difference. And, you know, it helps with the strategy element of the game. Because, you know, you get to actually have an amount of each type. Let's stay right here so they can find their way back to me.
You can now control 15 minions. 15! That's double the number of brain cells in the average sheep.
I think I've mentioned this story before, but it's relevant here. Last time I played Overlord 2, it wasn't crazy long ago. I looked in the Steam community tab just to see what people were talking about, and someone was just doing the, when's the sequel coming? It's, as you see in every game, it deserves a sequel and doesn't have one. And a developer actually responded, like, if we were going to make one, what would you want to see? And I gave some feedback there, of course, in a pretty long comment, because I'm very passionate about this franchise, but it's cool to see that the developer does still have some interest in the franchise, even after the failure of Fellowship of Evil. So I think that they're gonna have to like do some like workshopping on game design to make this you know, have more depth to it or something. Which yeah, I said I want stuff like RTFs and city management, dungeon management added to like expand on things. But honestly, that's like over ambition on my part. I would love to see this incorporated into the Ultimate Dungeon Keeper game, of course, but again, when you add so many features like that, it's gonna make for like, you know, jack of all trades, master of none type stuff. Jesus. Man, I've got asthma coming on. It's been a really terrible week for me. It's been raining the whole time. Yeah, even if they just like keep it simple on foot only, enhance the RPG elements of it. I think they just probably need to do more to make it like appealing to a wider audience and relevant. Either lean in more to the RPG or to the strategy element. I'd prefer they go for RPG, but keep the strategy light to hit the biggest audience of like teenagers and stuff. They'd probably like the potty humor. But, you know, with the success of Pikmin 4, which also came out after, like, you know, way too long, 5+ years, and that game's doing exceptionally well right now, I think that that could maybe motivate them to check this out for money's sake. I can pray, alright? I can pray. Another game like this that did well is Dragon Quest Treasures, which came out this year, I think. Either this year or last year. It's been out for a little bit, and it's like a prequel side game to 11, where you play your boy Eric and his sister and collect treasures. You, like, tame monsters and command them in a group like this, and you, like, look for big treasures and carry them back to your camp. I actually really want to play it. It looks like a great time. And people thought it was going to replace the Monsters franchise, Dragon Quest Monsters, but there's a new game in that announced. It looks really fun, too. You know, that one's kind of more like a Pokemon thing, a turn-based battle where you capture the monsters. Not quite the same, but you actually play a Prince of Darkness there. A betrayed Prince of Darkness. Some demon lord kicked you out of your castle and you need to, like, take it back. But, you know, that storyline and stuff all looks really relevant for me. So, yeah, I'm super excited to play that when it comes out. I'm gonna play both of those at some point. I accidentally went backwards, I guess. Unless I missed this turn. No, we've gone through this one. So yeah, I mean, they did like the perfect thing there where they like scared people with the game and thought that maybe Monsters was disappearing, but then they're like, nah, you're getting Monsters too, bitch, and both these games are gonna fucking rule. So I'm like really happy about that. And you know, like, Dragon Quest is also another, like, super British kind of franchise. This one is, of course, too. So I said that, but, you know, like this, and Banjo-Kazooie, and Conquer, you know, any of the Rare games. And then Dragon Quest, I think they just, like, British humor is the best, alright? It's also charming. Even if there is just, like, a lot of potty stuff, it's funny, and they do evil the best.
For you.
Hey, that one's wearing the rat on his head. See his hair?
Good. Now you'll need 12 minions to turn it. That must hurt.
I talked about Brutal Legend a bit before, too, during, like, Psychonauts, but, I was actually expecting something like Overlord when I saw the trailers and stuff for it, and the game was not quite what I expected. I mean, it is an on-foot hack-and-slash RTS thing, so, like, the comparison is still there. I just thought that you'd do more, like, governing. You're gonna have, like, your own Dark Tower, and, you know, collect upgrades and shit to bring back to it, and none of that was in the game. Not that they ever promised it, it's just what I got when I watched the first few trailers. I was like, this looks like Overlord. I still love Brutal Legend, but the game's like half finished. You know, I just want to point out that was a bit of a disappointment. Still, similar game if you're looking for that. There was also one that I played, it was an indie game called, like... Let me check my Steam account. I want to give all the love I can to these indie games. Was it called, like... Anima? It's called, like, Master of Anima, yeah. This, you play, like, a little wizard guy, and you command around a group of dudes. It's mission-based, and you get ranks on, like, how well you played strategically, and you got guys of different classes, and you summon them, fight monsters, do little puzzles, get collectibles to increase your capacities and stuff. This is a fun game. Fun to give it a shout out. And Sacrifice 2 is another one, though that one's more directly comparable to Brutal Legend.
We found the nest, sire. Careful! You should not alarm them all at once.
I'm sure we will get Sacrifice played eventually, because I said I wanted to.
Before you know it.
Alright, hold on. I'm gonna hit my inhaler. Gotta cover up the webcam, though, because I don't want any drug abuse type things. This is a prescription, but I'm sure there are people who just huff inhalers, too, because it's technically, like, anabolic steroids. Either anabolic or metabolic, I don't know, but, you know, I'm sure there are people that abuse these. So, yeah. You're supposed to do 2 buffs, but I've been using it so frequently that I'm, like, scared of that, so I've been doing just 1. Hoping that that means if I need it a little sooner than the recommended 6 hours, it won't hurt me at all. Because, you know, I only did half the dose, right? I can take it again in 3 hours if I need it. It probably won't. It tends to last me the whole 6. Or 5 at least. Still, I'm, like, really concerned about my health with this stuff. I haven't had an inhaler in so long. I just got it again recently. Because I have health insurance now. Which I didn't for years and years. at least more than 5 or 6. Here's a little strategy thing. You break these open to release rats, and they'll fight all the halflings for you. What was I saying? Asthma, right? Yeah, I feel like it makes me weaker when I use it. Like, I need to take the next buff sooner than I would have if I just powered through it. But in a week like this, where it's just been raining the whole time, it's super humid because it's the middle of summer. I need to use the medicines. But, you know, rest assured, I'm not just trying not to rely on it. I'm trying to stay healthy. I'm in pretty good shape. My job has me walking like 10 miles every day. In fact, I'm actually like underweight right now. I'm like too little body fat, I guess. I've lost like 10 pounds since the last time I measured. It's fucked up. Alright. So I think I kind of messed up fighting the rats. Like, I distracted the halflings and I had to fight all the rats. But, you know, if you like move to the sides of these, you can kind of peel the side fat, I guess, and fight a smaller crowd and walk down the center. That was the whole point of this. It's good level design, right? It's like, you can get all your minions slaughtered by going in the hard way, or you can move to the sides and make it a bit easier on yourself. And we only have the melee unit right now, but if we had a ranged guy, we can, like, I think it's pressing up? No. I don't know how to do it yet. Shit. Is it Y? No. Maybe I just can't until they tell me. You can set like a banner and guys will stay on it, so you can like set your range guys here and they'll rain death on these dudes. Or you can do that on the sides, like, you know, strategizing. Careful. Don't get too carried while you're gonna pull all these dudes. Honestly, I'm surprised I didn't pull most of the guys at this table because they're so close, but it's all about chaos management. It's the theme of the game, of course. And money. Sometimes things just get stuck. It sucks. That pile was from that chest down there, like, flew out and landed on the ledge here. Luckily, nothing important comes out of chests, but sometimes it's annoying. It's like, oh no, I could have full health if this potion were in reach. Those plates. You know what? I'd actually love to see a Nintendo game try and do this with, like, the Rabbids. Obviously, those are owned by Ubisoft, but, like, you know, they've been doing the Mario plus Rabbids thing. It doesn't have to be Mario necessarily. Maybe Donkey Kong will work better, or Wario even. Like, do literally Overlord, do Wario's Evil Kingdom management with rabbits. I would love that. You know, the Rabbids Go Home game, you like got your shopping cart and you collect all the things and bring them back to your base and make a big trash pile. That's a fun game. You should play that. I've got the Wii working. Or, you know, for recording. I have that all set up again. I intend to do Skyward Sword very soon. After this, even. I don't know, it could just be Rabbids on its own. Maybe Ubisoft wants to take the idea. Please pay me, Ubisoft. I will make the game for you, right? I am an amateur game developer. I would love to join your team of making Overlords. Codemasters, hit me up as well. I don't know. I think maybe the safest bet actually would be for them to go for a Darksiders type deal. Like, yes, improve the combat and RPG aspects to an extent, but like, keep it Zelda-ish. It'll like enhance the puzzle element of it that's already here. Like, you know, you can have your minions work with your tools. Maybe you drop a bomb and they can carry it over a gap or something. Or maybe you use your grapple hook to get up somewhere and then the minions, like, you gotta spawn them all from somewhere else. Or use the grapple hook to get through areas that only minions could have gone through. Like, there's a lot of potential there with, like, Zelda tools that I'd love to see explored. Oh, alright, this is the first goal. This is just the food stores. And Melvin's Kitchen's the next dungeon. Their eyes have always glowed a little blue like that. I've always thought it was weird. I don't know if that's supposed to be fur or hair, or if they're supposed to have glowing blue eyes, but it just looks like a visual artifact to me. Also, that cutscene was them introducing a new enemy, the Butchers. They're kind of like ogres. A little less health, but they also come in bigger groups. They also don't have the slam attack, so they're like half ogres. Using this slow spell on slow enemies like this is actually probably the best use for it. It makes them that much slower, you can just kill them before they even get a single attack off. And of course I could have released all those rats and had them whittle on these dudes, but it don't matter too much. It's actually probably saving me more time to not release the rats because we're on the normal difficulty.
There's the food. Use your minions to move it, Master.
So you see how they stopped here? They're kind of blocking my way, but if you lock on, you can move them yourself and actually drive where these things go. It's actually needed to keep them out of trouble sometimes. But here we get to make the choice of what to do with the food.
Oh, Spree,
And I have to pick.
Thank you, Lord.
If you could just place the food over here, Lord, we shall take it up to Spree.
That food would provide you with a substantial amount of life force, sire.
So you can kill them and take it yourself, you get like 500 life force.
You could leave them the food. Just walk next to the platform and let your minions leave the food supply on it.
Or you can do this.
Or if you're feeling particularly evil, why not just... Generous act. I hope Spree will reward you accordingly.
See, it took away 2%. So yeah, we don't get 500 life force right now, and that is a pretty significant amount, but you burn through it quick with enchanting. But now Spree will have more sheep, and we also get profits out of the tavern. Farming money is actually kind of a big deal. It wouldn't be originally, like you'd get just enough gold to buy all the stuff and get all your equipment, but like Raising Hell has these weapon molds and armor molds for unique equipment with unique effects. So yeah, you do a lot more foraging in this version. It probably saves us the most walking if we just, you know, walk out of here. So, that's what I'm doing. I thought about going back to the tower to get my mana back, but it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Well, it appears Melvin, the Halfling hero, is all grown up and out. Pity he doesn't have the taste in music he does in food.
So, like, British humor has this, like, a lot of pig-related stuff, you know, like Hobknocker, fuck a pig. I think the first episode of Black Mirror, they had, like, a British Prime Minister or something have to fuck a pig on camera, like, live broadcast as blackmail. It's, like, a weird cultural thing, and I think that's why they've made Melvin's skin color look the way it is, so he looks very pig-like. I think that's, like, important for helping keep this from being, like, offensive to fat people. I always say this, my best friend's fat, and of course being fat doesn't make you a bad person, but, like, gluttony is unhealthy. And, you know, God doesn't condone it. I don't know. So, this guy's evilness is literally just that he's fat, he's overindulgent, and, you know, his skin is pale and pig-like, and he has, like, vomit all over his face. And, I don't know, he's probably, like, the most offensive of the villains in this. Like, Sir William the Paladin, he's the lust sin. He's in, like, a sex cult, and he talks a little flamboyantly. I think he even wears makeup. But I don't think that that's necessarily offensive. Maybe at the time it came out, that would have been like, this guy's gay, but now, you know, people are all about the femboy, non-binary bullshit. It's spreading. I think it comes off as a little less rude and more like this guy is just so sexually liberal.
Looks like Melvin is making a run for it. Well, a waddle for it. Your minions seem bewitched. It does have a haunting beauty to it. Perhaps we should stay a while, revel in the melody. Oh, my feet, Master.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, I'm dancing. I'm actually dancing. Quick, do something, sire.
Stop. Stop, damn you.
You won't be following that tub of lard. It's that wheel, sire.
Stop playing your damn music.
So often the great die before they die.
It's a shame, but it had to be done. We're getting slaughtered out here. It's not a party till blood hits the floor anyways, right? Tunnel somewhere. I don't know where. Up the hill. I thought it was behind me. Of course, there's still stuff up here. Oh, okay. Thank you.
For you.
Sorry, I know I'm being cringe. I can't help myself. I don't know if that was a minion screaming or the brother.
Attack! For you!
It's like he stubbed his toe or something. But it was also really muffled. I don't know, it could have been a halfling. Minion stubbed their toe. Fire. There's that sack of gold. There's one of the leather pieces.
You are not flame-proof, Master. And this the aid of the red minions.
So you can actually set these on fire, but they make like a big AoE explosion. It would have been nice for killing those rats with, but it's more trouble than it's worth. It's very dangerous. think some guys probably just died in the fire. Oops. Did I get all the lever pieces? No. I did, but didn't put it on.
That must hurt. Ouch.
Alright. Get in there. I feel like I'm missing stuff that I wanted to talk about. Like, there's so much to explain that I like kept getting interrupted by tutorials, and now that we have time, I can't remember. So maybe I should go through my list. I've mostly been playing Baldur's Gate 3, so I don't think there's any games. Or there's one. Yeah. This is mostly gonna be anime stuff. Start with a short one. Ranking of Kings, the treasure chest of courage. I really liked Ranking of Kings. We talked about that. I thought Treasure Chest of Courage was season 2, but it's more like this specials DVD, I guess. Normally they just put, like, you know, Ranking of Kings specials, and I would have been okay if that's what it was called, but this was just like side stories and additional background lore on the characters. Sometimes they were like comedy episodes, sometimes they were like deep dramatic lore, sometimes it was just another adventure with Boji and Shadow. It was weird. It started off looking like it was going somewhere, and then it diverged into exclusively backstories and stuff. And I was so confused. It's like, what is the Treasure Chest of Courage? It's just a creative title, I guess, because none of the stories were related to that. That wasn't like the goal of the season. It wasn't a season. It was the specials DVD, I guess. And yeah, I can't say that I didn't hate it. I just, you know, I was disappointed. I thought I was getting more Ranking of Kings than I got, like, you know, side stories. Which is fine, you know, that's what American cartoons are. It's just things happening to characters, and there's not necessarily an overarching plot, no progress. It's just, you know, one-off sketches. But with anime, there's usually, like, a connecting story. Even Shin-Chan has, like, a sense of time passing. New people move into the neighborhood and stuff. It goes through arcs where things are at least focused until they forget about them.
All this for one bloated halfling hero.
And, you know,
100 minions.
I guess that's all there is to say about it.
Those halflings
It's a little
must be using them to
disappointed.
start the cooking fires. They must use that wheel to control the flames.
So this game does natural tutorials. You saw the red minions down there, and we get to control them a bit before we actually acquire their hive. So, you know, it eases you into what their functionality is before you get to go play around with them yourself. And that's good game design. I think releasing them, like, makes them turn on this grill and cook all these guys. Yeah, these guys are like in your party for free, so you get that temporarily at 20 here. It's pretty cool.
Roasted in his own kitchen. There's something evilly poetic about that. All roast meat for Melvin. A good halfling is an on-fire and screaming halfling.
Oh, right, Melvin's also a cannibal, by the way. And when the citizens are like, I don't want to be breakfast, and they meant it. Melvin has totally been eating his chefs and stuff. I guess that's part of how they justify, you know, being fat being bad, because he literally does not care what he eats. You can see that these cooked halflings are look exactly the same as these pigs. If their pigs. What else was it on the list? Demon Slayer Season 4? Question mark? Right, there was the one and then the movie Train Season. Entertainment District. Yeah, 4. The Swordsmith Village arc. Much like the Entertainment District arc, it's, you know, starts off with some funny side stuff. You meet the new Hashiras he's working with here. And then it turns into a long fight for like literally half the season. And, you know, it was cool. Not visually as impressive as, you know, the end of the previous arc. But, you know, still pretty cool. Fighting more Chisaki. I think they fight like 2 upper rank ones at the same time. So it's like, he doesn't even focus on one fight. He's got multiple fights going on, which is a little annoying to watch, honestly, but whatever. Whenever there's character growth, some really cool stuff happens. Like I said, it wasn't visually as impressive, but it saw some really hype moments. And some, like,
Melvin ain't so small now.
he got back. Okay, this guy's a Pikmin boss. He just rolls around and smushes your guys, and it's kind of fucked up. But, you know, you want to attack his back. So I think slow works on him.
Come here.
No. That move, too. I think your minions do like bloody scream so real, you know. Like, they don't have health bars, but they regenerate massively if you pull them out of combat long enough.
Squash food. Eat food.
Ow. No. Yeah, it has hype moments and like some sad moments. I actually, the ending really fucked me up. And they turned it around. They gave me like a huge surprise. I had a really big smile on my face, and like it was equally hype as it was sad. But you know, I went through like a roller coaster of emotions in that last episode, which is, you know, was really cool that the show was able to do that to me. Lets you know how good it was.
Like a balloon, master.
You know, yeah, that was just like a fun time, right? And Tanjiro's getting himself a new sword. They fought more of the upper ranks. He got a new wife. You know, the titty lady with the whip sword.
It accumulates in those of an especially evil disposition. Now you've dealt with Melvin.
See Melvin's equipment's on the ground here. You get like a crown and a scepter for one of your guys. It gives them like a big attack power buff. You see that? It went up like 20%.
That's mine.
What was I saying? It was just good, alright? I don't need to talk about the show in depth because we did that with the first season. Let's just say it continued to be good. Again, not as visually impressive. The spectacle wasn't quite there, but there was a lot of hype stuff that happened. A lot of cool character growth. The guy learned more techniques. They trained a lot. They introduced another villain character that might reveal more about like Tanjiro's backstory. And what the deal with the sun breathing is. Some interested to learn more about that, because he seems pretty cool too. And yeah, great show. Wait, what was the last one on the list? I can't see that. Right, Ultra Guy, Ultraman, Netflix's Ultraman, the final season. Technically it's the 3rd season. I said I wasn't, like, super feeling it at first, and yeah, that's my final impression, I guess. They, like, already did the whole, you're just a kid, I don't trust you, you're gonna fuck up. And I can't control my powers, but I'm trying my best. And, you know, they, like, got over that in the 1st season, and then they trusted them, and the next one was them doing cool shit. And they, like, doubled back on all of that, and they would go through that arc again.
Look after them, and they'll look after
for
you.
most of it.
Just like one big evil family. Reds are fire immune, but they also have a powerful ranged attack. Summon some.
It's fine, though. You know,
if you've reached your maximum minion horde with your brown.
They do their mocap 3D CGI like they did with Levius. It looks good when they're fighting.
Your reds. Now sweep your reds. Fire barrier over there.
They pull like some Deus Ex Machina out of their ass. A couple of new characters do some weird stuff, get new powers. Some people die. And I just like felt nothing about any of that. I was there to watch the fights, and I enjoyed those, I guess. But like the story fucking lost me so quick. I don't know, they kind of ruined it. And I was like, this was okay at first. How do I... There you go, you hold the bumper. And then... Right, it's the Xbox face buttons. Red, green, blue, yellow.
Reds!
That's B, Y, X, and A. This was actually an Xbox exclusive for a time. I think it is on PlayStation now, I'm not sure.
Browns!
I remember really wanting this years and years before I ever got to play it, because I'd see commercials for it with Gamefly. That and Psychonauts. And American McGee's Grimm.
That's the red minion hive, Master. Summon enough reds to carry it to the waypoint gate.
I don't know. It was cool seeing the kid go from Iron Man into the giant of light that normal Ultraman was. Like he learned how to use his actual alien powers instead of just the suit. That was his character growth. And I don't know, he saves the world. Again, this story just lost me. They did like some huge fucking top 10 anime betrayals arc. It didn't make much sense. Like the motivations weren't even good, I guess. The villain, that, you know, is a shame.
Treasure! For the master!
So yeah, and that one gets like another disappointed rating. It was fine. If you watch the other two, I don't see why you wouldn't finish it, but sad boys. Do they need to do melee attacks? How would these ones die? You would think that they just like kind of take damage at time intervals, but it actually is physical objects being thrown at them. That means that their minions can miss. And with the beetles especially, they miss a lot because they just jitter around like that. And it can honestly be a little annoying.
For you!
I don't know why they take damage at range and why they do that melee. Like, they very clearly only have one attack animation. I don't know if they have a melee attack, or if maybe the fireball does more damage at close range.
Taking position!
I need more reds. Alright, so that last thing on my list was Ocarina of Time Masterquest 3D. Last time the power went out, I like pulled out my DS and I just like did a speed run of Ocarina of Time with the Masterquest mode I unlocked after finishing it. And you know, I was having a good time. Again, I speed ran it, like, even though I never played Masterquest before at the time, I still got through it pretty quickly. I basically made it to the end of the game, and then I died, and turned out I hadn't saved since the Shadow Temple, so I had to redo that in the Spirit Temple, and I was like, I had the wind taken out of my sails. But the power went out again recently, so I finished that.
Your reds on those halflings. Recall your reds from the red hive and commence the fry and die, sire.
Alright, bumper plus B. Oh. I'll attack whatever you're locked on to. I guess. Set a marker.
You choose all.
Put down there. No. Let's see.
Coming back.
So yeah, I had fun doing that. It was harder, of course. It wasn't hero mode, like, hearts still dropped, but enemies all did double the damage, and that was still enough to make me go, you know, do potions and do side content to get all the extra heart pieces. And, get the big Goron sword, of course. Which I played most of the game with. I got that as early as I could. And, you know, that helped make things a different experience, because that's a really long, convoluted quest line. I don't usually get it when I play the game.
Oh! Reds!
I don't know why the camera is not cooperating right now. Yeah, I don't know, the big Goron sword does like twice the damage, has a little more reach, but you also can't block at all, which is weird. You have a block animation if you hold the block button, but it like doesn't work. So you have to like finagle with the controls to get your weapon put away mid-combat so you can do the turtle block, like you do when you're a kid and you have the big shield.
You choose all!
That adds an interesting dynamic to focus more on dodging. What was weird, though, is when you fight Ganon at the end of the game, you actually do need to do the final blow with the Master Sword.
You cannot reach them from here. You must reposition your
I wasn't expecting them to pay, like, that attention to detail.
Reds! Sire, you can hold the position of your minions by placing guard markers for them.
Is why the feature was literally locked until now.
See? Now they are holding off the crooks. You can sweep your browns to that fire wheel. Browns!
They can Pathfinder with it. Problem. Yeah, it was cool. Like, the Dark Souls team said in an interview that they don't think they're talented.
There were flames. There was
They are not talented enough to make a fun game. Like, that takes skill to make something that's, like, fun and bouncy, has amazing music, and is, like, both, like, you know, good for people of all ages. It's not too easy, it's not too hard. Zelda's always just been a little too on the easy side for me. It's everything else about, like, its presentation and stuff that keeps me interested. Like, it's just too fun to not fall in love with it every time. But, you know, playing these hero modes have been the last few games, and the Masterquest version is just a little more difficult. It encourages me to go do all that side content, and I think that's exactly what the Zelda games need. It's what's missing from them. I wish that it was, like, always an option from the beginning, rather than something you have to unlock.
You choose all.
You know, like, I got almost all the Skulltulas. I think I missed 2 of them. I got the big Goron sword. I got all the bottles and stuff, all the mana upgrades, the bonus health. I was like, you know, it made me play the game and use all of its systems. I went to stores and bought potions for once. It was cool. It was a fun experience. The only issue with Masterquest is it had a lot of obtuse puzzles. And it was nice seeing them have harder puzzles and, like, make me whip out tools from past dungeons, which they normally don't do. But very often the puzzle would be like, there's a fucking cow sitting in the wall, or maybe inside the wall and you have to listen for the moo. And then shoot that part of the wall and there's, like, an invisible switch in there. Or, you know, you just hit something and it has a switch inside it. That's, like, the most frustrating thing, but it happened super often. It's like, while I appreciate the harder puzzles and the fact that you can pull your... use more of your tools in dungeons, just, like, a little too obtuse.
Salutations! Leader of the fire starters! Exploder of...
Still, I had a good time. And, you know, Ocarina of Time 3D is beautiful.
Welcome to the spawning pit, Master.
Not as good as, like, all the Unreal remakes that you keep seeing get taken down.
Is not only the main source
but,
of your
you know, it's fine, it's good.
toughest of all the minions. They're never
Hive just looks like a big turd. I think it's a muscle, but it's
In
gross.
fact, it's quite difficult to get them to stop.
I just wanted to show you that, like,
To the fight, that Browns can also use many different objects.
in inventory screen fashion, the red hive is now here in our
Raids aren't
spawning
particularly
pit.
hardy, so you mustn't let enemies get too close to them, sire. But use them in a pack, and that's a different story.
I'll give you some
A
tips.
story full of flames and burning and screaming. It's good to have them back.
I think there's a collectible that goes right there, and here's where we started the game. I wanted to show you our tombs there. In the opening cutscene, you saw them lift the coffin off us and rub acid in our eyes, but, you know, we, like, literally died right here, dog. Great. And there's the Tower Heart. That wasn't here before either. I do that sometimes too.
Salutations!
So he said there was like a big burst of evil energy coming out somewhere. That's Raising Hell content. You're gonna see that as soon as we walk out here.
Exploder of Melvin underbelly.
We should go in the dungeon. We're probably not gonna do all these, but I want to try because I don't think I've ever have, and it's always because I just like do this, you know, after like 10 hours of playing or whatever. It's, you know. There's just a big list of crap, and like I can't be bothered to do all this right now. But if I take it out in small chunks. beetles.
All round.
They kind of auto-attack when they get close to your character, but setting up the markers is the best way to deal with your reds. As you see, they're dying pretty quick now we've pulled a big crowd of them. I was being careful before, but it's a 3-to-1 output, even if one of your guys dies, so it's not a big deal, but we also might have fucked ourselves just now. I gotta stay out of the fight, I only have 1 hit left in me. An inch. Red's a little closer here. Oh, we died.
For the Overlord, and he's down.
The thing about these challenges, there's that, you know, they're skilled to be done at any time. So if you just come back with more minions, it'll help a lot.
Salutations!
We're going back to the kitchen because, yeah, and it's a short linear version. It's just, there's that thing, the pile of gold with the fire. I wanted to get to that. I wish there were spawning pits at the end here, but there aren't, so I'm not gonna bother fighting this fucking beetle. It's actually a pretty decent place to farm red resource. Good to keep that in mind. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh boy. I just call them like by instinct when they're on fire. I don't know if it actually helps, but that's of course how you put fires out in Pikmin.
This is Red Life Force, sire. It will allow you to summon more reds.
I didn't come here to farm, but I'm farming now.
All round! Treasure for you! You choose all.
Damn it. Yeah, whatever. It's usually a net gain unless you really fuck up when farming. So you can't feel too bad about letting them die. Gonna get that sack of gold though. That big million. You know what? I thought that it was giving me a list of all the teleporters. I think it's only the last, like, temporary teleporter. And then big coal escapes are the ones that get saved. So if you need to tap out and, like, save the game or whatever at the tower, you can totally do that and go back to where you were. Oh, I also want to give a friendly reminder that we did play Ocarina of Time Masterquest on the channel at some point, but I think it was maybe the first game I streamed, and, you know, my settings were really terrible. Like, the volume was really loud, the resolution on my stream was ass, I don't think I had my bitrate set right, so it was a little laggy, and I also just played, like, really bad. I died at bosses a lot. It was a real shit show. I was embarrassed, and yeah, I deleted those videos. Same deal with Sonic and the Secret Rings, which I emulated and played with a controller. I thought it actually worked kind of alright. Like, the game was a bit more fun on a controller. Motion controls were a little finicky at points, but, you know, I made it work. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. We played the GameCube Masterquest disc, which is where it originally came from at that time. That was my first time doing that. And, you know, that was alright. That version of the game's like a little janky. I think it has some bugs and stuff in it, but, you know, it controls a little better, I guess. I don't think I'd play it over Project 64 or the now native version of it. PC native, I mean. I'd actually really love to check that out, because people have been making hella mods for it, and, like, all the ROM hacks work on it. There are a couple, like, whole-ass games made in Ocarina of Time that I'd love to check out. And there's the fan-made sequel called Master of Time, too. And that one's supposed to be really good. Anyways, yeah. Those two playthroughs were deleted. Strider was also... Or no, I might still have Strider. I wanted to do a speed run of that at some point, and, like, I tried, and I just fucked up every single skip, and I was really embarrassed, so that got deleted. I'm not sure if I still have the Strider playthrough up, though. I might have also gotten rid of that, because it has, like, copyrights on it. No, apparently the original soundtrack is copywritten. Yeah. So I think the earliest thing on my channel is Darksiders, which was actually like the third game that I played.
For you!
And that still has some audio problems, but, you know, I fixed them, kinda. It's just, like, really loud. So I, like... You can, like, insert sound effects and music in the YouTube editor itself. So, basically, I put in a music track towards the beginning. It's like Beethoven's Fifth Symphony or whatever that's royalty-free, and I put that on, and I was able to use that to scale the volume down for the whole video. I could have just downloaded it and made it quieter that way, and that would have been the smart thing to do, but at the time I had very limited internet. I think it's unlimited now, so if I cared, I could do that and fix it properly. But for now, you just hear a little quiet symphony.
The gods have surely smiled upon us lowly peons.
This is bugging. It's probably because I'm not in that area and none of it's loaded in.
I had some wings once. Gave me a round. However, sire, you have an evil domain to uphold. You can't just let your subjects wander off. It's bad for your image. Find out where they're going and stop them.
Yeah, I still have a lot of old videos to go through and put timestamps on, so downloading those and fixing the sound is not my top priority. Not like anybody's watching them anyways, but yeah, it was sometime in the middle of Darksiders 2 where I figured all that out and got it fixed. So, yeah. I intend to leave those up unless I decide I want to replay them, which I very well may. They're just some of my favorites. I don't know if the gold got saved or not. I don't remember. I have quite a lot, so it must have. I'm just like mad that that cutscene is not. So this is what you were seeing. This is what was invisible. This angelic gate-looking gazebo thing. I actually want to go back to the tower right now and see if maybe I can roll back just a little bit, like maybe after I came out of Melvin's thing, so I can watch that cutscene proper. So, you know, there were jokes in there, but they were silent.
Salutation!
You want to save the game before quitting? Yes, sure. This is just called new profile. I was supposed to type something in on the keyboard. I was expecting like a keyboard interface to pop up, but that doesn't happen on PC. Damn. Okay, well.
Welcome! Leader of the fire.
So that's raising hell stuff. As I said, it's actually fairly difficult. This is the first one, so it's not the most difficult, and it's available now because we are capable of doing it. Oh, and there's a cutscene here, I think.
My lord, now you've got rid of Melvin, the sheep are flourishing. Take as many as you like, sire. They're breeding faster than I can count them.
Oh, more sheepies!
Cool. So now we can farm sheet a lot faster. That's great. But there's also rams now, which drop more life force, but they can fight. Yeah, that's the thing. What I was saying, it's available because we can do it, right? Like, we have the minions and stuff that we need. But I don't want to do it just right away. I want to get the smelter at least first. Maybe collect a couple more upgrades. The abysses usually open up after fighting the boss, but not always. Like, the last one specifically doesn't open until you've beaten the whole game, because it has a new ending attached to it. And yes, I said abyss. I know it looks angelic, but it's a lie. That was interesting. That's the first time I've ever gone back for that bag of gold, I think. So seeing how the cutscene was completely broken without the stuff being loaded in. Unique. But yeah, those guys were like hypnotized. They were like, oh, we don't have to work here. It's heaven. I can go there and get me some wings, yes. And there's lots of delicious food. I don't know, that's very abridged of what they were saying. Probably not even... But, you know, they're just... You know, they're under some kind of spell, and they're walking in there to avoid working for my evil ass. And because this is the first one that shows up, it has this angelic disguise on it, but when you enter it, you will see the truth. And then the other ones look more demonic. Because, yeah, they're called abysses. They're like, you go into hell. Hence the name Raising Hell. Hell is raising out of the ground.
You're a gent. I couldn't have spent another night listening to my grumbling stomach. You're welcome at the Happy Mule anytime.
The Happy Mule.
I can't get rid of the halfling stench.
Yeah, this is supposed to have more money in it. They don't really tell you about it, but it does. And there's of course more
You're
sheep
the best
around.
kind of hero. One with their own army.
We can go into the castle and get upgrades, but I wanted to get that smelter. That way out into the fields also takes us to the next area that we can walk to, which is the Evernight Forest, aka the Elf Zone. These are the human lands, and we just did the Halfling lands. And you're probably wondering what the city Heaven's Peak could possibly be. Well, there's the sex cult. There's like a mummer's cult. They're the guys that are mute. They have their lips sewn shut. It's actually kind of fucked up. There's like a swamp land that you go to there. You fight like birds and stuff. But the big theme of it is zombies. It's undead. It's actually a really fun time. Because they have like a succubus thing going on. It's of course where the lust cult comes from. And succubuses, you know, suck the life out of people and turn them into zombies.
peons.
We'll get by with just the
Ooh, an
Burrows.
object. I like
We can't take this out through the town. We need to take a different path, and I think we get ambushed. Fit through there either, obviously.
Halflings! Close the gates!
Cowardly creatures! Quick, find another route, then decide how to deal with these worthless peons.
Damn. I missed the haystack.
For me! For the master! Oh!
These roots? Oh, I've never seen anything like it.
Darn elves can't keep their own forest under control.
These roots are strangling our crops.
The forest? It's gone crazy. That ain't natural, I'm telling you.
I've tried cutting them, setting them on fire. Nothing else.
It's elf magic. I never trusted those pointy-eared layabouts.
It's so funny that they only have like 2 character models for the peasants. But it's also a British thing, you know? Apparently bald men are a lot more common in the UK. They actually like it over there. Where in here we get criticized, a little worthless because we're not buying hair care products. And the whole thing's a scam, of course. But yeah, he's definitely digging the bald young man. Not the ones my age, at least. Oh shit, oh shit. You see, that was a ram we just fought. There's only a couple of them, but they're like mixed in, so you have to be careful and pick them out before you go on to the main slaughter. It's only the 3. Alright, keep it moving, boys. Hey, hey! I thought all the halflings were dead. Kill! Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh shit. That was very unfortunate.
Brown, you have retrieved a smelter, sire. More forging options are available. Choose all.
Yeah. Let's go back to the tower and check out the forge.
Your minions have opened the tower forge. The smelter is being taken there. Visit the forge, Dark One, and create weapons and armor truly worthy of an Ah, the forge, sire. This place has brought forth weapons that could slay troll kings and armor that could stop a dragon's breath. Giblet has been promoted to Forge Master. He will show you around. The smelter is heating, sire. Please follow Giblet to the forge chamber.
You know what? There's like another indie game I don't remember the name of. I never played it. It's kind of low budget. I think it was an online thing. It's like a Souls-like, I guess, but you play like a giant and you pick up little minions, little humans, and you can like eat them to heal yourself, or you can get buffs from certain stuff, or you can command them. They'll like ride on your back and fucking shoot arrows and stuff at people. And, you know, it's also an RPG, like you get equipment and stuff. It's kind of cool. I mean, it looked cool at least. I don't think it was like the funnest thing. Like, obviously, it would have made a bigger splash, but nobody talked about it. I'll have to try and see if I can rediscover what the hell that is, because I would want to put it on my wish list. So yeah, these are your gears. You started with steel, which is why the steel smelter is kind of useless, but these are all enchantment sockets on them. You can increase your horde size, or you can give yourself more damage, some fire damage, which is like more damage but fire, so it can burn things, I guess. I don't really care about it.
We'll show you around your forge.
Crits are good. Knockback is alright. If you got a guy in your face, you usually want to push him away, let your minions do most of the fighting, but knockback is not the most useful. And the armor has regen. I think that's health regen. It could be mana, I'm not sure. But you can also increase your max health and mana, which is really useful. Defense, not so much. And like, the difference between the armor sets, I think, is maybe not stats, but just that you can get better enchantments, you know, you can put more into them. So I don't think it's really worth it to make any of this steel stuff, but you can upgrade what you have.
You can create 3 types of items.
Maybe make a sword, but I will save that for when we get the next smelter set.
New items and upgrade existing ones. The lives of your minions can be used to imbue items. The more you sacrifice, the more powerful
that's the max amount we can dump into it.
And the maximum number of minions you can sacrifice are determined by item and material type. Don't get too carried away, sire. Remember, minions are your deadliest weapons, so don't leave home without them. The lives
I can't get any regen yet. We only have defense and mana.
Items. The more you sacrifice, the more powerful the item. Cost and the maximum number of minions you can sacrifice are determined by item and material type.
I'm just getting this like 50.
Away, sire. Remember, minions are your deadliest weapons, so don't leave home without them.
You can actually see like the actual minions you're sacrificing here. Like, if you dip too deep into your low reserves, you'll start sacrificing once in equipment. That was my armor? Fuck, I wanted to upgrade the axe. Oh well. We'll do 50 here too, why not? You can actually see effects, like the axe will now have a little orange glow to it, and I think that maybe the gauntlet's glowing with the defense, I'm not sure. I know the regen, you can see like a little red stuff flowing upwards on you. Whatever. It's not a big deal. That's like, we're not gonna do too much to our steel equipment because it sucks. It does look cool though. I like that you can see your skin here still. Welcome! Humanity. Or you completely lose it in a later game.
I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that there are evil deeds that need doing.
Alright, how are we on time? What's this? 3 hours. Okay, so we're not gonna do the Abyss just yet, but I want to do the castle. I don't think that's too long. We'll get that done. I think that opens up the way to Heaven's Peak. And we are approaching the meandering mid-game section where, like, you just bounce between these 3 areas looking for what you can do. Maybe some things are hard and you're like, alright, I want to take a break, go explore the other area. But, like, the game's about to open up in a pretty big way. I said meandering, but, like, it's fun. It's, like, it's exploring. I love exploring. I made a wrong turn. Don't matter though, we got music. Beautiful harp and a little flute. I might as well get the Evernight checkpoint unlocked while I'm here too.
For you, treasure.
Come out, we'll slaughter some more sheep, and then we'll go to the castle.
Roots? Oh, I've never seen anything like it.
Oh. Change of plans. We'll do that when it's relevant. It'll be pretty soon. And this will be better to, like, see that story play out in one session anyways.
Can't keep their own forest under control.
Heaven's Peak is actually a pretty long one, so that one probably chip away at over multiple plays, but you know, that one you can get most of done right away. At least to the point where you get your greens. I think you maybe need the blues to finish it. Means that we have to dip out to Heaven's Peak.
you for freeing us.
Thank you.
I want to be just like you.
I can't get rid of the halfling stench.
That's the castle, but I want to open up the
Those
other
halflings
gate for
might
my
be half the
convenience.
size, but they're twice the trouble.
For you!
There it is.
Only good halflings are dead halflings.
That's right, don't you forget it. Casual racism in my kingdom. These battlements honestly seem a little extra, but you do like a big battle here later, and they're useful.
You and your creatures saved us some work.
Have some gold while we're here too, I know.
For you! 1,000 halflings couldn't do this much damage. I smell magic in the air. That's never a good smell. Sire!
It replayed the cutscene, that's strange. Because we didn't make any progress in the area.
Reds!
Let's see if I can find that PSP game. PSP zombie games. Bedhead Fred. Is it Undead Knights? I don't want videos, I want images, you bastards. This looks right. Real, you don't have any screenshots in your Amazon page. Right, well, let me type in Undead Knights then. Undead Knights. Yeah, this is the game. I wonder if it's on Steam. Let's see. Undead Knights? No. I guess not. Whatever, that's what it was called. Command an army of zombies, just like this. And it looked like there were multiple characters to play. I think there's some light RPG elements to it.
Most definitely not local.
Again, I only played a demo. I don't know if it's fun the whole way through, but I had fun in the demo. And the PSP is a great system to hack. A lot of people have been doing that, so check it out. I don't know. And I know Jim Sterling played the other game I was talking about at some point, so I'll have to look through their channel.
Reds!
Let's see if I can find it, if it's not on my wish list. My wish list is like too big to explore though, there's like 500 fucking games on there. I think it's more like 300 now. I've been trying to trim it down. Get rid of stuff that's like too low quality for me to ever actually play. Not that I wouldn't if I got it in like a humble bundle or whatever, it's just, you know, there's, when I look at this game that costs 50 cents on sale, and I compare it to fucking Jedi Fallen Order, I'm like a lot more excited to go play Jedi Fallen Order, right? Which is, you know, bad. I think it's consumerism. Something like that, whatever. It would have made sense to buy the cheaper product and have a good time, but like I was so excited to play the Star Wars game. That's what I'm trying to say. Like I've had City of Brass, which is like a first-person roguelike, on my wish list for a very long time, and every time there's a sale, it's always like a literal $1, and I should have bought it every time, but I never do. Mostly because it's a roguelike, and I always have one of those going on, and then you can finish it. Which is why I did last time. I'm like, I already have Rogue Legacy 2, and I'm very bad at it. That's fine. I was being sloppy. I kind of wanted to die as soon as I saw my minions dying right away.
Reds! Burrows and Halflings couldn't do this much damage. Reds! All! Got Reds! Kill them all! Brown, you choose all!
I did like completely finish a couple of roguelikes this year though, so that was pretty cool. I'll have to buy a new one at some point. Maybe it will be City of Brass this time, who knows.
Legend is behind this.
Oh, it could also be Ziggurat too. I'd probably have a great time playing that. And it's newer, and, you know, an IP that I'm already familiar with anyway.
Another way. Oh, master of the
And I don't even have to buy either of those because I have Immortal Redneck on GOG that I never played.
Reds!
While I hate the name, I know it's actually a pretty fun game.
Reds! You choose all!
And well, I've been chipping away at Loot Hero. Loop Hero, not Loot. I still have Wayward Souls, which is actually very good installed. That's probably one that I should focus on beating, because you make progress in that game. You know, you level up your character in between runs. And it has like an actual story that keeps unfolding for each of the characters. It's a good game. I just got to like the last act at some point. There was a pretty big difficulty spike, but it's not like you have to get to the last act each time, you know, it's not like a rare run. You do the act and then you get a checkpoint there and you start there the next time. We've talked about it before a long time ago because I was enjoying it, but yeah, I never end up finishing that last act.
Reds! Browns! Reds!
These guys are pretty flammable.
Oh.
Fuck.
You choose.
That's not the plan.
Reds! All! Reds! Browns!
They don't figure this out until you get to their actual zone. These guys are the Ruborian Raiders. Remember the tavern keeper said he was from Ruboria? So they're like desert guys, that's why they're all cloaked up. They're not ninjas, they're just protecting themselves from the sun, I guess.
You choose all!
They are thieves though, so I guess you could call them ninjas.
Oh! Coming back! Yes, take it!
Also, like, looking at the heroes, I'm not sure what the hell Melvin was supposed to be in, like, a party system, I mean. Because they have, like, a paladin, the thief, they had a rogue. I guess there are two rogues, maybe he's a fighter, or yet another rogue. There's a wizard, and there's a barbarian. Like, they're all very clear, generic roles. The elf is, of course, a ranger. The dwarf's a fighter.
Your health has increased. I wish mine had.
No, maybe Melvin just was a unique custom homebrew class that ate a lot. Or he could have been a commander and, like, did what we did. I guess you were a fighter too, so it's now a question if there's multiple of the same class in the party.
Reds! Browns! Oh!
My lady, please hurry. They're coming.
It's not a bad split. 8 to 7.
No threat to you. Put that down.
You really don't need as many browns as you think.
Okay, let's just run.
You do absolutely need them,
Quick,
but
the storeroom.
no, they can only fight like
Horrible.
3 or
Unless you
so
want
at
the
a
horrible
target at
following
a
us in
time.
here, I suggest you shut the door.
Unless it's a big target like a troll.
Red's at the back. Set them on fire. Your little creatures are just darlings, aren't they? I'm Rose. Well, it seems like you can handle yourselves. Interested in a job? Have you heard about the Heaven's Peak Plague? It's nasty, very nasty. I came here to see if this place could shelter the poor lumps that aren't infected. Yet. Ugh. I need to get out of here, but I can't leave with these raiders everywhere, and I need my luggage. Could you deal with them and retrieve it for me? Oh, you should probably know. Those raiders had a strange creature with them. It's bound to be magical. Must have helped them get in here.
For you!
So remember when I said the morality system is kind of a chaos and domination? She's Dami Mommy. Very bossy lady. Also a redhead. And she kind of has her titties out, so like she doesn't completely lack sex appeal compared to the other wife option. But yeah, she's your first mistress. Bring her back to the castle, and she's gonna help us clean things up. It's when we unlock the decorating. Part why I wanted to get this done before we finished, because you'd see the menu next time with the new decorate castle. So yeah, I've said earlier that the other girl is hotter, and that's like the reason you'd maybe want to still pick her on a good guy run. But you know, she's alright. Definitely speaks to me personally, you know. You got a little bossy, little redhead, and titties. Love all that. This game might be responsible for that in some way. That and Mean Girls, of course. Definitely had a crush on Lindsay Lohan when I was younger. Multiple movies, not just Mean Girls, but you know, she's at least an adult there, and it doesn't sound creepy. But you know, when I was a kid and she was a kid, it wasn't weird.
Oh!
But now it is weird, and I don't want to think about it. She also got into drugs at some point, so now I'm like, she dyed her hair blonde? Come on, she's tripping. I also want you guys to like take note of how she instantly knew what to do with your minions. Like she's maybe a bit familiar with them.
Oh! Reds! Oh! That's mine! Reds! You choose all! Reds!
She needs her luggage. I think it's behind that door. You gotta do what she says. Honestly, the way she treats you, she just bosses you around and makes you buy her things. It's like pretty fin-dommy. That's messed up. Normally I don't kink shame, but we gotta discourage fin-dom because, you know, a lot of these fin-doms like to cheat on their mans, and that they never actually cared about the mans. They just fucking ask random ugly dudes for money, and it's really fucked up that people fall for that. Because all man's good for is working, and when he doesn't have a woman to spend his money on, he gives it away. It's fine if you want to spoil your queen, just make sure she's actually your queen, am I right? Goddamn.
Those raiders don't want me helping the plague victims. They want to create chaos. If that plague gets out of Heaven's Peak, then things will get very disorganized. And I hate that.
Hey, that's why you get the way Heaven's Peak here. She's escaping it with plague victims. I mean, these people might have zombie virus. I don't remember if they turn or not, but they very well may. Or I guess it's succubus curse, not zombie virus, but you know, it works about the same. Could just be that everyone in the city ended up fucking succubus. So I don't think it spreads by biting. It spreads by sucking. Like a vampire.
You choose all.
Some victims to murder. They get to live low. Attitude. Expect a reward. Pretty sure this is the last room right here. It said it wouldn't take too long. It's a small dungeon. Just like a little boss fight here, if I remember correctly. It's not even a boss necessarily. You fight quite a few of these things. Just, you don't fight them very often. It's a little beholder.
That creature's presence explains how these raiders entered the castle. Quick, Master! Position your reds on high ground to attack the beast.
And it summons guards, so you need to have browns and reds here to protect your boys while your reds.
You must keep it surrounded. Browns. Reds. That's it, Brown. Protect them and take it down.
I can attack it too. The minions are out of reach, but should be in melee range. Yeah, fuck them all up.
Before she mows the place down.
Oh shit. I need to do that. God damn it.
Coming back.
Oh, poor boys. The blue minions are actually medics. They can resurrect dudes. And that's why it feels so bad when you lose them early game. When you know that they can be saved.
Reds! All!
Is he all stuck? God damn. It is actually a pretty tight squeeze. I understand if the pathfinding algorithm can figure that out.
I suggest you find my luggage. Please?
Luggage. Now marry me,
You and your little
please.
cherubs found it.
Cherubs?
I thought you were just the usual run-of-the-mill
Cherubs are what you call the
foyer.
little baby angels.
Surprised me. I think someone like you could use someone like me. Let's go.
You know, it's a woman just walks right in your life and says, "We're married now."
So this
You
is
can
your
say nothing
tower.
about it.
It could use a bit of work.
Greetings, mistress. Sire, we've managed to reopen the private quarters. I've instructed the minions to take Milady's luggage there.
If you're heading to Heaven's Peak, perhaps you could investigate what's been causing the plague. I'd better get up there. Wouldn't want those little deers eating my things and getting a tummy ache. Give me a chance to spruce up the place a little, then come on up. I'll put the kettle on.
I like tea. You ever make me tea? No? That's why you need women in your life. You see your castle's all fixed up now, just in time for us to be able to decorate it.
Rescuer of the distressed damsel.
Love that, love that.
Leader
Nice
of the
smooth
fire
stone.
starters.
Got our upgrades here stacking up.
Exploder of Melvin
Let's
underbelly.
go upstairs, spend some money.
Ah,
And spend it
there
on
you
forging
are.
equipment too.
This
you
place
know.
isn't what I'm normally used to, but one has to make the best of things, I
She
suppose.
put roses
Let me show you
everywhere
around.
because her
Not
name's
much to look at here,
Rose.
but nothing that a really good dust wouldn't cure.
You mean add dust, right?
Now this could be a great space.
Look at that dust on every
A
footstep.
banqueting area, even your own private interrogation room.
Bones on the fireplace, love that. This is my money pit. It's already pretty.
I think that this area would make an adorable treasure vault. I think the lighting would set off your riches wonderfully.
Some
You do
cups,
have
got some
riches, don't you?
plates. I don't know who would give me a loaf of bread for a cup, but, you know, lets me keep the coins.
Now this is the nerve center of your evil domain. I've created a scale model of your tower out of bits and bobs I found lying around. I'm very resourceful.
Get you an artsy girl. Do you need me to interact with it, Rose? Alright. So we have the shitty rag banner, and what you probably didn't notice is her cloak. It's actually like matches our banner, just like a little torn up rag, but if you put any of these other ones, it'll like change its shape and color a little. So I usually go with the Triumph banner, and the Overlord one is like, it keeps the red color and it looks a little regal. But this one makes you look kind of paladin-like. Which we're doing a good guy run, so you know that's a good thing to have.
That'll show those peasants who's boss around here.
Anything's better than the rag, right? Cheap thing to change to. Switch it up on the fly to match whatever you feel your armor is. The purple looks pretty cool. Especially when you're evil. Get some spikes, a little topper. I like to start with stuff on the inside though. Stuff that I can see more often. Let's get them fire bowls.
You can never have too many of those.
You can probably afford all of these, honestly, because I'm not wasting money on the first steel tier.
Don't forget inside, sire. Very nice. I approve.
This is only the first round of upgrades. More stuff gets unlocked later.
I think you have a flair for this. Now, don't go spending all your money, Lord.
Honestly, I wish it was just a little more expensive, or they gave gold out less often, because,
you can never have
you know,
too
the
many
tower
of
was
those.
only just repaired. And now we're already, like,
You can
getting all the
never have too many of
decorations at
those.
once. No, why not? See how I've got like a nice little white thing? And the lighting's making it hard to see, but it's a different color. Little donkey punch. Maybe she'll move around. Why not walk over here? You get to decorate all this room too. None of that was unlocked yet. But there's like nicer versions of all the stuff I just bought as well. You get like gold trim on them and stuff. That's our interrogation room, I guess. That's what she's talking about. She probably should have moved around, but, you know, whatever. This is her bedroom. This is where the cummies are spilled. And it's got more roses. That's her name. Do you get it? No, it's actually quite tasteful. You know, except for the briars to prick yourself on everywhere. So that is a little evil. Maybe her being bossy is supposed to be a pun. You know, she's like a prickly woman.
Wielder of steel.
Look at that nice
Merciful
red carpet.
quietener of the grumbling stomachs.
Ah!
Of the tower hop.
Alright, so Heaven's Peak is unlocked. Let me just walk my ass over to Evernight. And we'll be done. And we'll do a little more farming too, of course. Couple reds out. So, you know, like, when you're at work and your fucking corporate CEO comes in, everybody has to bust their ass for him because he's around, and, like, he doesn't actually give a shit, and honestly, you're just lying to him about all the problems that you're covering up. So, you know, when you ask him for a bigger budget, he can go like, hey, what? Everything looks fine. I don't think you need a bigger budget. Because you're a fucking idiot. Your boss is a fucking idiot, not you, unless you're the boss, fuck. Yeah, that's us right now. We come in, we take everything that's they worked so hard for, and give them nothing back for it. They act like these sheep were all over, but really, we just took all their food. Sometimes these guys have things to say at milestones in the story.
The Halfling stench.
Or milestones in corruption. Yeah, we're just missing out on a few things. Just want to see the good ending, alright? I said I don't know if it's different. I don't know how different it is the correction I should have made. There is, in fact, a different ending. Or for Raising Hell, at least, in the base game, if there's not a different ending, and you're better off just playing Evil. Or Chaos, I mean, because it's fun. It's the farmlands. Pretty sure that's my controller getting stuck when he starts walking like that. You know, like, doesn't recognize left as well as right. For some reason. Oh, I'm moving forward. It's not really minions. I've actually been using the DualSense controller from the PS5. Pretty nice. I normally go with third-party controllers. But, you know, cheap plastic breaks, I'm tired of replacing them. I still have all my Xbox 360 controllers. The rubber nubs have worn off the control sticks, but otherwise they work just as well as the day I bought them. And also, just them being common makes finding replacement parts easier. Rather than fucking custom parts I can't replace, like the fucking GameSir gel mesh for the buttons. Just shit out of luck there.
Brown, red. All. You choose all.
Well, like, if you need to replace an Xbox pad buttons, then it's easy. You can just buy, like, packs of them. Plenty of them around. It's, like, generic parts, and it's what most third-party controllers use as well. I don't know why GameSir had to have the big, tall boys. But if you can't tell, I liked that controller, and I'm really salty that both of them broke. And again, it's just like cheap plastic they used. They wore out quickly. One had the triggers wear down, and then I fucked it up more when I opened it up and like snapped some stuff. And the other one had the mesh pad rip on the buttons, so one was always pressed, and that sucked. The same thing happened with my Xbox Afterglow controller, but I think that's a third-party company that made it. And, you know, I was able to fix that eventually. I have it as a backup still.
All.
Still, loving the DualSense controller. It's not a square, feels good. It's got the cool vibrations, the haptic feedback on the triggers. The little speaker that some games use.
Filled with elven magic, creature and plant existed harmoniously.
You know, in Steam input, I can just use it seamlessly. No third-party software.
Now,
even though Steam technically is the third-party software.
Corrupted. Ooh, I like what they've done with the place.
But, like, even if I'm playing an emulator or something, all I have to do is add that to my Steam library, and I can use the Steam input on it. Anyways, we've gone long enough. We probably overshot that a bit more than I think. Like, I bet we're at 4 hours. Close. So, yeah. We did, like, whole Act 1, and now the game's a bit more open. We got this and Heaven's Peak to explore.
Leader of the fire starters.
I don't know. We might do the Abyss next time as well.
Melvin underbelly.
Those are all actually pretty lengthy.
Wielder of steel.
I don't know, I want to say, like, the base game I could probably do in, like, 5-6 sessions. I'm thinking maybe 10 on this.
Savior of the Tower Heart!
We'll see, but that's my prediction. So, yeah, I will see you guys in a week.
You're not going to get much
And I get
work
to play
done
more of this
here.
wonderful game that puts a
Most
smile
wise
on my
master.
face every second. Bye-bye.
Speeder!